2-5.
Couple days before.
2025.
Are we gonna say it again?
I don't think so.
Oh, thank you.
No. I often thought about that in high school when I was trying to date. I won't see this date. Just like this. That was just for you, Will.
Thank you.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. As you know, this is our favorite day as a leadership group to be able to pour into you guys all at once in one day and kind of just get the energy together and be together. My name is Jamie Ogden. I am the Chief Value Officer here, and if you weren't at the event on Friday night, I'm the Chief Value Officer. So you know, I'm looking for a few deputies. So, and it's an honor to get to be in front of you guys and represent the leadership team. Pretty much everything we do, team meetings mean a lot because many reasons, but your time is valuable. Your information that we give you, we feel is valuable because it comes from things you have asked for. So we're pretty excited about that. And Jason, by the way, speaking of Friday night, Jason just got off the dance floor. Got off the dance floor. Which, and I do gotta say this about Jason, which is really special. That's not his thing, you know, for everyone just danced and do that. He did it because of us and you and Tom. Hi, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Right, Jason? Unless you want to dance right now, right ahead.
No. The dancers are they're working on a new act.
I didn't know it was an act.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So, let's move on. So what is our purpose here at Keller Williams Preferred Realty specifically? We boiled it down to serve agents, impact lives. Y'all are lives impactors. So everything that we do, every morning we meet, how can we pour into you so you can pour into more people? And that's our main purpose. Leadership in the room. Let's share our values. Ready? Culture, integrity, impact, growth.
Keller Williams, we
take
take
the
the oath. Do the oath.
Yeah, it kind of takes its own beast after that, but we're very serious about this, and because we're so serious about this, we have a play of the week that highlights, if not one of them, all of them. And the first play of the week I'd like to give a holler to is Jackson Whitty. Woo! Let's give him a round of applause. So, Jackson, first of all, why do we do play of the week? We do play of the week so that you all know the quality of the individuals that are here, because it's pretty amazing. The people who are sitting next to you, you have no idea how amazing they are. And it's our opportunity to promote to your sphere how amazing you all are. Jackson's post of the play of the week has over 4,000 views. So that's some good traction. And we do have a few youngsters, so to speak, one in high school, one just out of high school. Jackson got the award he got his, in high school, while a job, he got his real estate license, but by the age of 20, he had his first investment property. So, clock's ticking, you two. Brian, Jackson, investment property, 1 or 2 years, be ready. Way to go, Jackson, and also Cindy Segna. Let's give it up to Cindy. So, Cindy she's been in the business for I think 12 years or so, but she was a never PWer like I was at one point, and now she's like, I don't know how I can't. She loves it so much that she has her license here and in Florida, and with Keller Williams, and stepped it up another notch and just became a productivity coach. Wow. So you go from never Trumper to I want to share everything Keller Williams with everybody. And it's a big deal. She's an extremely busy agent like we all are, and for her to take that on is pretty amazing. So if you know anybody that does something extra special in this office, whether it's philanthropy, whether it's you just see something in the office that's cool, whatever it might be, please let us know. And speaking of awesome productivity coaches, how about we bring Misha on up here?
I didn't know I was first today. Thanks. So, I'll cover myself. For those of you that don't know, we have Well, my hair's different, so I gotta change myself. We have career night, third Thursday every month, each month. And I was finding out that people would call the day after career night, oh, I wanna get my license, and I'm like, you have to wait a whole nother month. So I decided to start doing career Zoom. Career night is for an hour, Zoom is 30 minutes. Basically very similar. We have a little more fun at career night because it's longer and I get to actually talk to the people. But anytime you have someone that tells you, hey, I'm interested in real estate, or what do? Have them come to one of these events. And the career Zoom is during lunch to make it easier for people that have to work. They can eat their sandwich while we're on Zoom. If you ever have questions about either of those, please let me know, but we do have a sign up. We post it on our social media pages. Thank you, Grace. ALC gets invitations every month on their personal Google Calendar just so they can remind agents in the office, or they have people reach out to them as well. So any questions about career Zoom night, please let me know.
Yay! Get your walk-ups on there.
No, I'm glad you did.
And speaking of thanking Grace, come on up, Grace.
Hello. Okay, if you do not already, please follow us on our public social media pages. A lot of you have been asking about like when we're getting the awards photos back, which will hopefully be this week. But you may also find yourself featured on our public Instagram as well as our Facebook. And feel free to tag us on your personal pages, and then you might get reposted on either Instagram or Facebook. So I'll give you time to put your phones up and scan these if you don't already.
And wait, real quick, what do you do?
Oh, I do marketing, so I also have a marketing menu. Reach out to me if you need anything, newsletters, buyer and listing packages. If you want to refresh on your business cards, I can do that too. So anything, so let me know. Anything that you want to make look pretty, come to me.
Awesome. Great. Oh, there's another one.
Additionally, on Friday, this is just kind of a teaser, but on Friday you'll be hearing more about the $1,000 giveaway. That will run all through this month, so it's an opportunity for you to promote yourself out to your sphere, and it'll be a cash giveaway that we'll give out to your clients. It's going to be $50 to enter, and we need 20 agents to do it, so look for that in the Friday email.
I've been working with a lot of agents over the last month, and one of the biggest consistent issues I see that agents have is not having all of their clients' information, whether it's an email or a home address or a phone number. You've got bits and pieces. This is one of the easiest ways to gather that because there's an incentive for them to give it to you. And if you promote it well, you can fill in a lot of gaps in your outreach programs in your database, which is where the money's at. So it's a big deal. It's a small investment for a large return.
Good, all right. This one's she's, you think it's you next?
I think.
Oh! Let's welcome up Bryce and Ryan. All right, guys. They told me to do that to you.
Well, we're gonna wing this because I'm about 12 hours back from a vacation in sunny Mexico.
All right, thanks a lot, move on.
No, we're gonna be co-chairing the technology committee. So we look at this kind of as an all-encompassing thing that we want to get a lot of feedback from people within the market center to see how we can maybe better technology offerings that we currently have, how we can improve maybe command and give some feedback is to make some changes on that. Just some knowledge around what systems people are using, what's working well, maybe what's not working well. And I think we're looking at this as a possibility to be more of like a hybrid meeting situation where we can meet at least once a month, maybe once every couple of months, where we can do it on Zoom and in person, so that those who are kind of outside the area that are a little bit further away in the market center are also able to kind of give us some of that input as well.
Exactly. I think just touch on apps that are working and feedback from everybody, so we can all share the different things that we've used in appointments. We were going to talk about that today in the Soul Agent Alliance, but some of those things that we can help bring that we utilize, we've heard from others, just to get the word out there, to share with everybody. So So stay tuned, it'll be good.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. I think Jason will be joining us on that committee so that we have a great resource within the Market Center to help with that and use some of the connections that he has as well. So look forward to that, and you'll see an announcement from us probably soon. I think we would love to try to get together before family reunion.
Yeah.
To kind of gather some people's thoughts and opinions on different things so that when we do go to a family reunion, we can get connected, so.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cool.
That'll be good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, What about we just fell in line, Bryce, went to work, staying right next to Bryce, mine stood right next to Ryan, standing. Now let's see who it might be. Oh, it's Toddy!
Hey everyone, hello.
Hello!
Thank you.
Howdy.
Howdy. Oh, you're still doing that, huh?
County officer.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I just wanted to start with this to get a vote. Okay, so. Anyway, the Super Bowl is this Sunday. Is anyone gonna watch?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you don't have to be shy about it, it's fine. I mean, I think it was predictable, I don't know, yeah, anyway. So I just wanted to get a vote. This is just only for my, because I'm nosy. So, who likes the Chiefs more?
No.
I like Taylor
Swift, so
Okay. And who likes the Eagles more? I will vote for anyone but the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles fan. Okay, and what about the performer? Are you just there to watch?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that
Okay. Commercials. Grace is very excited.
Just there for
Watch the Puppy Bowl.
And the food.
Olivia.
Oh, great. Okay, anyway, that was just purely for, okay. I want to share something that's very exciting, and you might not think it's super exciting, but I do. We have the entire year calendar planned out for the first time in at least KWPR history that I'm aware of. So good job, Jamie, because that was really, really a big deal. So we're going to be giving a lot more lead time, planning time, organization to the things and the value that we're bringing you this year, and I'm really excited about it. So, along with that, we have a new graphic, and I actually created this when I was helping Grace out, so. So just a couple things to point out. On the, your left side, we have ongoing events. So we always have broker boot camp, we have tech savvy realtor, we have a whole bunch of masterminds. I wasn't gonna name them out because there's so many, so you can look at the calendar. We have KW Connectors, Career Zoom, and Career Night, as you just heard, and we have Supper Club. This month, Supper Club is at
Chianti Grill.
Chianti Grill. So please join us for that on the 20th.
RSVP.
We have Spar Book Club on the 6th and the 20th this year, or this month, I mean. Family reunion watch party. This is something that's gonna be super great. So those of you that are not attending family reunion in person, we're doing a watch party in the training room, and there's something pretty much every day, like Tuesday through Friday. More information is going to be coming out about this on the Friday email. We're just waiting for specific times and things like that, but we do have an agenda laid out. And it's going to be kind of a big deal. We did have to pay for the program or whatever to be able to watch it, for access. But it's free to you, and we're going to make it a big deal. So there's going to be some food and things like that. So keep your eye out for more information on that. It's going to be fun. While we're there, you can join here. On the 24th, we are going to be doing a fundraiser for the California wildfires. More information about that is also going to be in the Friday email. So this week, make sure you're really reading that Friday email because there's going to be a lot in there. On the 25th, there's a realtor safety and security class with Scott, how do you say it? Lobash. Okay, yeah, so that will be really good. Anything?
Is there time for that?
Yeah, there is.
I mean, I could just show up at 7 a.m.
No.
but-
I think it is 1 to 3. Yeah.
If they stood to the table of the Integrity Homes, she set this up. Will.
Are they redoing, Seal and Carry? at all?
No, I
No?
don't think it's for that.
Okay.
No. Yes?
The California wildfires fundraiser, I've heard there were several Callaway's market centers that burned to the ground.
Yeah.
Do you have any other background about how it affected agents or whatever? Do you have any information about that?
You know, I know that the fires were terrible, but I don't have specifics. We're working on putting the event together currently.
Okay.
But on the Friday email, there will be more about it. We're actually gonna be working with Melissa and Spar, and we're kind of joining forces, at a Fieldstone, new construction build. And that's where we're gonna be hosting it, and it's gonna be like a $50 entry, and then we're gonna do half donations are gonna go to KW Cares, and half are going to Spar Realtor Relief Fund. So that's kind of like the gist of it. We're working out the details of it right now. But yeah, I mean, I know the wildfires have been terrible, and I know that, you know, multiple KW offices have been affected and agents and stuff like that. So, yeah, really sad.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And then on the 26th, we have our red carpet welcome for our new agents. So that's just a quick little layout of the month. CE Blitz is coming to the Market Center on March 3rd and 4th. Lunch will be provided in that cost. It will be taught by Mike Brennan from Minnesota Realty School. And he is going to be teaching the required module and then 15 total hours of CE. So it's a really good way to just bang it out, get it done. We'll be in here for 2 days. I know it's like the highlight of your life, but it's gonna be over with and then you're gonna be happy to stop. Yeah, he is. So, what was that? That's okay. The time is probably gonna be from about 9 to 5. Yeah.
Patty, did you find out if you are able to do just one of the 2 days if you can't do both?
I did find out. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but it has to be both days.
Well,
Sorry. What was that? Oh, okay. Yes, so I think I said this, but the required module will be done, so you won't have to worry about that. 15 total hours. We do need roughly 26 agents to sign up, and right now I think we have about 7 or 8. We'd really love to offer this to you, but we just have to have enough people. We're also going to open it up to other KWs for a little bit higher price, so if you wanna get in at this price before we do that, we're probably gonna open it up in about a week and a half to other people. So sign up at this 140 price before the price goes up. If you have any questions, you can, ask me or Grace.
Can they bring someone from another company that might?
Please do, yeah, they do not have to be from this brokerage, they do not have to be KW associated. They can be anyone from anywhere. It's a great recruiting thing, like, hey, look what we provide.
Will they get this price?
They will if they sign up before, like in the next week and a half, yeah. Yep, any other questions on that? Okay, here's a really quick agenda of the virtual experience for family reunion that we're gonna be doing here in the training room. So on Tuesday, you'll get to see the vision speech with Gary Keller. There's 2 breakouts. The first one is elevating your real estate brand with Rory Vaden. Breakout number 2 is critical conversations with Phil Jones. Wednesday is going to be the 10 bold truths with Gary Keller. I think everybody may know this, but maybe not. He has updated all of the bold laws, and so I think that's going to be one of the things that he's going over. The top agent panel is also that day, and then the breakout that day is 20 lead gen hacks to triple business with Jason Abrams and Cody Gibson. Thursday is going to be CEO Summit highlights, and then Friday is Inspirational Morning with Will Anderson. I am like not really a crier person at all. However, last year at family reunion, I was pregnant and nobody knew, and I was sobbing at the Inspirational Morning by myself in the corner. So it is really, really.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, no. What I mean is it's inspiring. And I do not have the times on that. We're waiting for Keller Williams International, whatever, to announce those. So as soon as we have them, we will let you know. Okay? And that's all. Oh, yes.
I wasn't pregnant and I was crying too.
Okay, yeah. See? So I mean, it's good.
Wasn't that so long?
My son likes to tell me I'm in the second trimester. Anyway, let's see, speaking of families and reuniting, let's bring up Brian and Drake and reunite the guys up here.
So as part of our, over the last several months, we we've been doing a mortgage approval series, and we talked about debt to income ratio, loan to value. We talked about FICO scores and credit scores. And today we want to talk along the lines of credit events. All right, so this is basically new, and it's going to kick in somewhere beginning of March, is the CFPB has ruled that you can't have medical debt showing up on a credit bureau anymore. I'll have customers who, you know, they'll, oh gee, my credit is 800. By the way, whatever they think their credit score is, it's about 35 points less. But, oh, my credit's great. And then we get there, pull the credit, and it's, you know, maybe low 600s. How come? Because there might be some old medical debt that's still showing up. Like, what? You know, accident 3 years ago and everything got paid by insurance except maybe the ambulance. And they're not just calling you, it just goes to collection. So that's showing up. And so we'll, you know, I'm gonna say we'll fight our way through and we'll still get them approved. Might take, you know, slightly longer, but they've now said, nope, it's not gonna be showing up. They feel like it's not a good indicator of somebody's ability to pay. But the debt is still owed, it's just not showing up, so it's not affecting their scores. The thought is that that's gonna increase additional mortgages or purchases by 22,000 in a year, which that might be high, and that actually isn't that many. And they think the scores are predicted to increase by 20 points. Now that isn't an average, you know, if somebody's got a medical collection, you get rid of it, it's going up, maybe by 20 points. So that is a change, and so we look forward to that next month is when that's gonna kick in.
And in addition to medical debts, we have other credit events that happen, and we take those into account, and we have to, you know, what we call season, or have a waiting period of time that goes by after a major credit event. Like, for example, you have the bankruptcy Chapter 7. For a conventional loan, they have to wait 4 years for that to, you know, from the discharge date to take place, and then they can get a conventional loan. And then in the same vein, we have FHA is 2 years, VA 2 years, and USDA 3 years. So you can see little numbers here because there's little nuances to all of these guidelines. And so, for example, for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy for conventional loan, there's a 4-year waiting period, and it's measured from that discharge date. But there's also a 2-year waiting period that can be permitted if extenuating circumstances can be documented. And now that could be like, you know, a death or, you know, some kind of major medical event that put them in the hospital for several months and, you know, impaired their ability to, you know, their income. And so, but I will say though, those kinds of events are hard to document, so they need to be thoroughly documented, and we really just don't see that happen too often where we can get those extenuating circumstances to apply. So really we're looking at, you know, 4 years for conventional or, you know, just the standard across the board. And so, yeah, have your customers call us because there's all kinds of little nuances to all of these guidelines, and have them call us and we'll help them figure it out together. So.
I would say one other thing, foreclosures, you know, for conventional financing, it's 7 years, all right? And for FHA, it's 3, and VA 2. So there's for conventional financing, you know, after a foreclosure, it's tough. And again, there are some nuances that can happen. And short sales, back in the day, 15 years ago, we were having a lot of short sales. There's, you know, people are trying, hey, I'm trying to make my payment. They're still basically treated as a foreclosure as far as seasoning requirements are concerned. All right. Any questions on that? All right, thank you.
It's fun that we get to give you credit when you're giving everyone else's theirs. So that's good. All right, so some of you all know that we originally had a plan to do the economy with Colin. poor lad has been super sick. And I appreciate his honesty last week where, he said, or this weekend, just say, hey, you know what, we should plan something else just in case. And so that'll be to be determined. If you haven't attended one of his economy talks, it's pretty amazing. And you probably sell tickets and do pretty well. However, we won't, and we will just hog them for ourselves, because that's what our culture is. But we will. So the thought process this weekend was worthy. So Jamie Kern-Lima is a keynote speaker at Family Reunion this year. If you remember last year, it was Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins, no relation, well, not really in a way, motivate you. She originally, she started, I think it's IT Cosmetics, ladies or guys, IT, because that's what you'd be like IT, Jason's Cosmetics, right? So IT Cosmetics, and she sold it in 2017 to L'Oreal for $1.2 or $1.6 billion with a B. And then she became the first female CEO in the industry. If you think about that, that's pretty wild. So first of all, yes, because of all that, her name is worthy. She's worthy of the name Jamie, so I'll give her that. So we took just some highlights from the book and said, okay, how do we look at it from a realtor standpoint? So when you're listening to her speak this in a couple weeks, it's how does that affect my business, my life right now? So we shall move forward. So empowering realtors to thrive. Her core message is that the idea that each person is inherently worthy, regardless of any external validation or lack thereof, and embracing the belief that your worthiness is a key to your success. Essentially, she's saying you got to know your worth, and everything else that happens to you, for you, with you, there's a filter there. Let's work on this filter, how we take it. Can you guess my favorite synonym for the word worthy?
Badge.
Value, thank you, nice. So value, so I started thinking, she really just took chief value officer stuff, information, and put worthy on it. So I'm also doing the same. I now have a bestseller called Value. Jamie Ogden and my picture. So they'll be available shortly thereafter. And I do want to share this, it's going to be important later in the speech here or the learning together. Why is value so important to me? And Olivia knew this when we were thinking about team leader, what else should we do? We have folks in this building, there's a lot of changes coming up, we need more people on deck, and there's going to be a lot of doubt. And Gary was talking about how much value is important. So some of you heard this story, and it's going to be important later on. So why value is so important to me is I have a sister who has developmental disabilities. It was akin to having an alcoholic in the home where you just never knew when there's going to be a blow up. Just had no idea. So you're afraid to bring friends over, that kind of thing. But I got to watch her grow up, and she's my hero. And I also have a brother who, 3-sport, all-state athlete, National Honor Society, just the perception of what you want your son to be, that's what he was, and then I kind of messed it all up. But anyway, I got to watch society treat my brother one way and my sister another. So, watching her do that, and again, validation or lack thereof, how she started watching her understand, and as a youngster, I fought to help people understand, naturally, her value. And therefore, that's why value is so important to me. And we'll come back to that a little bit later. Realtors often face challenges with rejection, market fluctuations, and often need more validation. Does that sound familiar? Yes.
How familiar is this?
How familiar is this? Why? Because we get delayed feedback, just like that. So this will be interactive too, trust me. So delayed feedback, so you can lead gen all day one day and have nothing to show for it, right? does that mean you're a failure? Does that mean you're not worthy? No, it means you need to either change something or do more. So anyway, we can't wait for the results to know your worth. Separate results from worth. Realtors, because of that, we live in the world of the ice cube theory. Anyone ever heard of the ice cube theory? I'm sure you have once we get into it. What is it? That's not the right ice cube. There's the right ice cube. So ice cubes theory is, you turn the thermostat up, nothing happens, you're trying to melt that ice. You turn it up again the next day, we're going through this fast. Nothing happens. The next day, you're getting frustrated. Oh, let's try something different. Still hasn't melted. Disappointment builds. Well, I'm gonna try it again. Nothing happens. 31, I think you guys know that once you get to 32, something happens, right? But we didn't see that change at all the whole time, did we? We didn't see that that was about to happen. So when we go back, you put in the energy. You put in the energy and nothing happened. You didn't get a lead, you didn't get an appointment. Next day, slightly disappointed of the day before, however, you pull up your bootstraps, put energy into your business, dang it, nothing happened. Put more energy into the business. Maybe it must have to be warmer. Maybe you tried something just a little bit different. Nothing happened. Again, now disappointment's really building. I'm not getting any results. And again, and this is when it all comes down to frustration. This is when, if you're one of the more successful realtors in this room, you face this often. And it's a, man, is this working? Do I want to keep going with this? What am I doing? Ultimately, the winners are the ones who get to that crossroads the most, where you keep, okay, I'm not getting the results, I'm not getting the results, I'm not getting the results, and then bang, big results. So, the reason why we point that out, voila, look, we melt the ice cube. So what does all that mean? That means it's important to focus on the 1 degree better each day. The energy that you're putting in each day is, it's not your worth, but it should be what builds your confidence. You don't need evidence to be confident. You have to convince yourself, right? The energy we put in, not the result. We keep our understanding of our worth clear, and we're more confident to put more energy in. So if we keep the worth clear, and we keep our focus on what we've been doing rather than the results, we're gonna be more confident to show up again the next day. And we do need to analyze our results, don't get me wrong, our results are important. It indicates whether or not we turn it up a degree or whatever we do. However, they're not who we are. Our results are not who we are. What happens if we only turn up the heat occasionally? This is another thing which he kind of hints to, but I turned it into real estate is, there's, if you're in a cabin and it's only heated by a fireplace, well, you keep it heated, you keep heated, and then maybe you get frustrated or whatever, you just leave. But if you leave for a little while and come back, it's not at 27, 30, it doesn't go up a few degrees and stay there, it goes down again, right? So the important consistency is what keeps the ice melting. So when we walk away for a while, frustrated, whatever the reason is, and come back, now we've got that much more room to gain that we lost. So encourage, keep going. Empowering, let's see, what happens when we take our focus off that 1 degree of energy? That ice we're trying to melt looks like that, right? What, I gotta show up the next day and I'm trying to, I get whatever it is for lead gen, whatever it might be, it looks like that. And another thing that I put here is that if you compare yourself to other people, if you're following realtors online, and you see that they're getting all sorts of business, hey, closing. Now you compare yourself to that, you can feel your worth sinking. So even when we're scrolling online, we gotta know our worth, right? Close your eyes quick, trust me, we won't do anything weird, as far as you know. And what's the last time that you felt successful as a realtor? Just 10 seconds. What was the last time you felt like amazingly successful as a realtor? Last time. All right, throw some words at me that describe that feeling. Anyway, let's go.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Teacher,
What's that?
teacher. Like the teacher at
Oh,
school?
there. Oh. Next.
Excited.
Confident.
Referred.
That's exciting. What's that, Steve? Referred.
Preferred?
Prefer either one.
Well, that's always there. Don't forget.
Energized.
Energize.
Accomplished.
Accomplished. Okay, just for the sake of my,
Rich.
That's an applause.
well, I forgot to announce that Bryce's office is gonna be available soon. I don't know if you saw him on TV, we gave the man a trailer. You know I was swinging that. All right, so look at all the things you feel. Why is that important? Okay, coming back to Mahomes. When you see athletes walking into the building and they're wearing their headphones, they're thinking of that. This is what they're thinking of. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. He's one of the reasons why I love when our agents collaborate so much, because that's when everyone wins. He grew up, I got to play with his dad, which is weird. I'm like, playing with his dad. I remember back in the day when we all had one glove and shared it with everybody. His dad was a pitcher in the Twins organization, and then we had Little Silky. Little Silky. And what he benefited from was watching the greatest players in baseball fail and learn from it. And how it wasn't that big of a deal to fail if you're learning from it, and everyone is going to struggle. But your worth doesn't change. That's why when he's 23 years old, they could hand him the keys to an entire franchise and eventually lead all the Swifties and see who he is. But the point is this: when they walk in with their headphones, they're not just trying to be cool. One, it helps them focus, because if anyone starts talking to them, they can just ignore them. Right, like my wife at home often. She doesn't need headphones though. That's just wisdom. So, but he's also envisioning how it's gonna go that night, in affirmations. Those are what he's doing on his way in. However, some might be listening to Bieber, I don't know. But that is what's happening when you see this weekend. So it's these moments of success. They're rooted in the energy that we put in. 1 degree that we all can control. We can't control the results. We can control the 1 degree. Jamie talks about recognizing your worthiness regardless of external approval or lack thereof. It's important for us to be able to pull our successes up, just like that, on days when it's a little cloudy and I'm not seeing the sun so much. So that's important to be able to. Another way of saying it is kind of like a highlight reel of your own career in your head. What's the highlights? Remember those, that keeps you going. So we can face a lot of rejection, and each small success is a validation of your skills and perseverance. Perseverance, it's not what you perceive others to think of you. That is not your worth unless you choose it. Building confidence amidst rejection. Okay, rejection, is it personal? Mostly not. Sometimes it is. Jamie's book emphasizes that the external rejection is not a reflection of our internal, okay? Unless we give it permission. But Jamie, people might think, and then insert what they may be thinking of you. Ryan, what are you thinking of me? You're fabulous. Okay, but Jamie, people might think you're fabulous, and I know that's definitely a down step from what it usually is. Now, here's the thing. We're worried about what people think, yet the truth is, chances are they're not even thinking of you.
That's what they know themselves.
And that's why we have a 36 touch smart plan. We want them thinking of us. And if we have more people thinking of us, you're gonna have more and more that might maybe not think the best of you, but so what? So what? So again, if you're worried what people might think of you,
No.
let them, right? Anyone reading this book right now? Let them. Sherry, come on up and give a synopsis, please. No? So what is let them? Let them is our family reunion instructor, or excuse me, speaker from last year. Her new theory is let them. What's the let them theory? It's a mindset tool, and again, mindset, what is mindset? It's really the existence we have in which we make all our decisions. So mindset's probably the most important thing in your life, outside of faith-based stuff. It's a mindset tool that teaches you to just let other people make their choices and live their lives, and stop making it our job or responsibility to manage or control what other people are doing or thinking. Now, what we can control is how we're trying to influence people for our business, for what's right in the world, whatever it might be, but we can't control any of this. That's when we start going back to the ship sinking. All right, so she said about rejection, it's important to separate worth from rejection in market fluctuations. How? Practice framing the rejection as feedback rather than core belief about yourself. Who has a recent rejection to share? Remember when I talked about Pat Mahomes hearing it from the great players? Who's got one for me? Anyone got a rejection? I'm not going back to my high school dating again, well. Who's gonna step up? I won't make you say anything crazy. Anyone not get a listing recently and lost it to someone else? All right, John, let's hear it, buddy.
So I had a first-time home buyer decide to go with a different agent just because I am so young and they wanted somebody more experienced.
Thank you for sharing that, was brave. All right, so we all face that rejection, right? And I think the more successful, the more you are, the more rejections you're gonna face, right? How do we turn that into a positive affirmation? And how can we? So you take the time to think about that. How do I turn it into a positive affirmation? Hey, you know what, I may be new here, or I may be new-ish and young-ish in this industry. However, I got 55 agents on my team of 200 years of experience. You get the best of both worlds. You've got someone who's eager to get it done for you, really excited, and backed by all the experience in the world.
I think another positive thing, just as you think about that, is you got the appointment, man. It's harder to get the appointment most of the time than it is to get the acceptance. So you got the hard part in, you're gonna get some rejections, of course, but getting the appointment, man, that's a huge win, dude.
Boy, Johnny. All right. Well, again, positive affirmations, that's what these guys are doing. They're walking in there thinking positive, 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 positive. So why don't we? What you do is way more important than what they're doing, right? In general, right? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say it. You guys do it, it's way more important. All right, so how can we experience less rejection? What's that?
Those guys are simply entertaining us.
Exactly.
We're not entertaining people, so you are absolutely correct.
Thank you.
You
an entertaining
resemble that remark.
But you're right, when you're impacting people's, well, life's kind of a big thing in lives, right? Steve?
There's probably 10 old bold laws over there that we could plaster on our wall or whatever. Don't listen to your drunk monkey, you know. I had someone tell me a long time ago that I should quit real estate and get a real job.
Oh, that was my husband.
So my attitude,
That was what he told me.
so my attitude was, I'll show you.
Yeah, I same thing.
All of that. Thanks for sharing that, Steve. That was deep. I don't know your husband was Steve. That was great. All right, so the one thing she said, and we've talked about this before, however, how do we experience, thank you. How do we experience less rejection? Authenticity, which is what we just saw, attracts trust. So one of her core messages is that when we show up authentically, we naturally attract the right people and opportunities and wind up facing less rejection. Now, who wants to be a volunteer? You don't have to speak, and it's all physical, which that probably sounds worse. One person, I'm gonna have to pull you up here. Who's got it? Come on, Hoagland. No. Come on, I know you hate it. Thank you. You look like you really want to. Come on over here. Come on over here. All right, we're gonna stand side by side. We're gonna start with our left foot. We're gonna walk 6 paces. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. You didn't need the mortgage person to figure that one out. So now we're gonna turn around. Oh, we're not good. We're not good. She's trying to walk away. All right, now our right foot. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Stay right there. Widen your stance just a little bit. Put your hands out. You ready? Think you can? Ready, set, go. Is that hard? That's all there is. Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. That was beautiful. So what the heck was that? What that was, did you notice anything? The one biggest thing I hope you noticed was that I didn't have to ask her to walk, for her to walk with me. And that one, there wasn't one point where I said, hey, Michelle, come walk with me. Michelle just went with me and I went with her and we walked together. And it was working great. However, once you look to push, what happens? I didn't ask her to push back. I said, get ready, right? It's natural for them to push back against us, right? So how do we have people walk with us? That's authenticity, right? It's tricky because a lot of times we already know that our clients are ready to do this because they don't know us and they're like, oh, I'm going to stand firm on whatever percent, and right? So it's up to us to have them walk with us. How do we do that?
Hey, Jamie.
Yes.
You want to know the biggest observation I got out of that? Is that even though you are taller and you have a much bigger stride, she kept up with you. And I think that's the importance of coming alongside people who are great, because you'll go at their pace.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe I also drop a line here.
I saw the same thing.
Can you expound upon the great
It's the greatest.
That's a wonderful observation. People want to join your gait, your pace. We talked about it Friday night about the pace of our leader, Olivia. We want to go at her pace because we know it's authentic. In fact, that's how authentic our leader is. Thanks for Sarah's Facebook page. And yeah, she photobombs our people all night long at an important event. And that's authentic. No, but we'll go forward here. So what are some ways, I want to open it up. Again, what are some ways that you can be fully authentic? Oops. Let me ask you this. Can you be fully authentic if you are thinking of the next thing to say? Because what are we missing if we're thinking of the next thing to say?
Not natural.
There you go. Are we able to pick up on any of their cues? Like, maybe they pull back a little bit, but I'm thinking of the next hook I'm trying to hook them with, right? How can we get around that part?
Come from a place of understanding.
Understanding, tell me more, sir.
Well, the example that Steve gave, some follow-up questions would be, why is it that you feel that this isn't a real job? And come from a place of understanding where they might have viewed the job as a certain way so that you can tell them why you're not that way and why you're more authentic and
Awesome.
why you're more professional.
Ask some good questions. Well said. One other, thank you, that we're gonna come to that too, again here. Can you appear authentic if you jump right into your spiel right away? No. That's a word, that's a real word, spiel. Zach, your teacher teach you that? All right, it comes back to this. We've talked about this before, but it's really important that we expound upon it again, because I don't think you could do this enough. Start with why. Simon Sinek, he talks about, we start with our why. If we jump right into our what do we do, we've got resistance right away, right? So if I jump right in and say, let's say from my value perspective, CDO perspective, again, is, all right, so-and-so, let's meet, we're gonna do a 411, we'll get things lined up for you, let's go, let's meet, let's coach. That's not too thrilling sounding like, right? Or how do you do what you do? Both of these are met with resistance unless you open it up. The key to unlocking this is why you do what you do, okay? What does that mean? That means that, back to my sister's situation, why would you trust me to let me go to these levels with you? Well, growing up, I had a sister with developmental disabilities, and gosh, I just got to understand how important it is for people to feel their value and to know that they're highly valued no matter what is going on in their life. And that feeling when I was young gave me such a marvelous elation when I could see that light bulb going off in her and some of her friends. So when I get to meet with you as agents, I get to feel that feeling all over again. It's awesome. Now you willing to hear me a little bit? Maybe, maybe not, but yeah. And same with you. All you do is you take something from your youth, like if I was a realtor right now, it would be, man, you know what, my father, he wanted to mainstream my sister and not put her in a home. So he was so excited when he could buy a house in the suburbs and move out of St. Paul. If you didn't know, St. Paul had some hood to it back when we were there. And got to move to the suburbs and have a bigger home so she could have more freedom to be herself. And when I saw his elation with that, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I get to experience it every time I get to help someone get to closing. And that's why I do what I do.
That's good.
And then you follow it up with one of Kelly's questions, one of Colin's questions is, what are you looking for in a realtor? Because now it goes to, okay, I've opened the door, and now you ask them that question, what are you looking for as a realtor? They're gonna tell you everything they want you to do. Now you've just limited all this stuff, a bunch of this stuff, and you're gonna focus it to exactly what that is, okay? So that's the key that unlocks it. Any questions, any thoughts? Just a real quick recap. Trust your worth. Embrace rejection as feedback. The more rejection, the more impact you're making, right? We could avoid human contact and not have any rejection, but we're not getting anywhere in life or in business and impacting people. Show up authentically for your clients. Come in with your headphones, walking in kind of like, not necessarily headphones, but just like those fellas. Envisioning how it's gonna go. Envisioning that you're comfortable in your skin, sitting there, you have more experience than they do. You have more experience behind you, helping you than at most anyone they're gonna sit with. And see yourself just experiencing their needs and digging out their needs. The rest takes care of itself, okay? Action step, just encourage you to write down one actionable item to help you boost your confidence and authenticity when you're sitting there. So a couple of days go by and you're like, I don't have a lead, I don't have a appointment, I don't have a lead, I don't have an appointment, now I'm not gonna show up to work for a few days because it doesn't feel good. Just like lifting weights, when you want to gain the most strength, it's those extra couple reps that you need help with once the muscles have failed. That's the 32 degrees. So when you get to that point, that crossroads, fork in the road, lean on us, envision yourself being amazing, throw that highlight reel in your head, and let's win. Focus on that 1 degree. Cool, good stuff.
I just have one thing that has stuck with me through all the years of coaching, and one of the things I learned early on was embrace repetitious boredom. Mike Ferry used to say that all the time, and it just became, once you got a habit of doing that stuff you don't like to do, it actually kind of became fun.
Repetitious boredom. Oh, well, success is found in that too, right? So that's tricky. Make a game out of it a little bit, maybe. Like that. Thanks for sharing that. Any ahas? Anyone wants to share?
Embrace repetitious boredom.
Yes,
That is very good. Well, good. Well, thank you all. We're gonna do a drawing.
The number between 1 and 41, that 41.
Okay, and it's for her actual book. Jason?
I told you, I actually pulled 42.
Oh, wow.
So 24. No.
28.
Don't cheat, Sherry.
8 is Pam Rezak.
Pam, online. All right, Pam. Ironically, it's going from author to author, because Pam is an author. So, what are we doing next? We have Mega Agent Mastermind real soon, then we have Solo Agent Alliance. We're looking for some food. We do have the cereal. Thank you to the